morning, everyone. Today I'm joined with Mr. Ayman Aboabah, CEO of Jeddah Airports. Thank you so much for joining me today, Mr. Ayman.
Thank you, Jessica, for having me on this few moments to go over several matters around the Aviation Festival Asia.
Fantastic. I'll just go straight into the questions then. How do you offer a premium experience to all passengers going to Jeddah Airport?
Well, passenger experience depends on safe, secure, efficient operation in general. And the passenger would love to have the airport as part of his enjoyment point in his journey. So in King Abdulaziz International Airport, we at JETCO, the operator, work to maintain the safety, security, and operational efficiency. In the same time, to go furthermore, to assure that all passenger expectation related to his facilitation or entertainment are met according to the worldwide business standard.
That's great. So moving beyond just sort of providing a service, you want it to be enjoyable for the passengers as well. So would you be able to tell me about any upcoming opportunities there are for the airport?
Kingdom of Saudi Arabia are really lucky with the vision that we have for 2030 and the ambitious goal and target that we have it in this vision. When I look at the national strategy of transportation and logistic, and I pick GACA mandate when that strategy depends on Vision 2030, and I look at the target on GACA, we believe that in Saudi Arabia, that we are aiming to have from 99 million passenger in Saudi Arabia, we will have 330 million passenger among all over Saudi Arabia airports. Jeddah portion will be 114 million passenger by 2030. And in 2019, if you look at the figure, we were around 38 million passenger. Coming from that figure and that base, pre-COVID, we're building our future plan in order to reach the 114 million passenger before 2030. At the same time, the cargo itself does have even very ambitious target to have 2.5 million metric ton in cargo by 2030. At the same time, if you look at the overall destination, Saudi Arabia are aiming to reach 250 destination by 2030. King Abdulaziz International Airport are having a big portion of that destination to reach up to 150 destination from the among all over the destination are targeted to be reached from Saudi Arabia.
Wow, so a huge growth expected, particularly after the pandemic that the world has just been through. So that's very exciting and bright future for you.
Yeah. So coming from that figure, you will see a huge opportunity in King Abdulaziz International Airport from the facility itself. So when you look at the facility today, we have a huge, amazing project that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia invested a lot in order to have the state-of-the-art as Terminal 1 in King Abdulaziz International Airport. So Terminal 1 will cater up to 30 million. Then we are building the capacity and having a lot of transformational project in order to cater for the capacity to reach up the 114 million passenger before 2030. So we have the new expansion for the terminals, and we have Terminal 2, and we have more expansion that will take, inshallah, will be conducted in the upcoming near future.
That's wonderful. And I can imagine airports have a big role to play in Vision 2030, which is sort of all about opening Saudi Arabia up to the world and showing it off in the best possible way. Could you name some challenges that Asia's airport CEOs might face at the moment?
I believe that there are common challenges that face any operation in the airport, but I'm going to highlight one of the main challenges that we have it. Pre-COVID, we were in the highest level of our operational efficiency among all over the world airport in general. When the COVID passed in the world, when this COVID pandemic affect the world, different strategy have been taken from different industry leaders. Some of them, they try to maintain the core labor and try to invest more and to retain the talent and the experience. Part of them, they took different strategy to lay off and to cut cost and to go extreme at that level. And I believe nowadays, when we back to normal, the demand is beyond the capacity and the growth is above the expectation and the growth is above genuine growth back to normal. So the back to normal being ahead of the capacity and the capability, which mean that, made up a stretch in all operators, whether it's the airport operator, the ground handler, the airline, the others, which means that we need to catch up the demand and the back to normal and to retain our market shares in general and to achieve our goals furthermore, inshallah.
That's great. And you mentioned during COVID, there was a sort of range of strategies with some cutting people off and some trying to retain passengers. Would you be able to tell me the strategy that you adopted during the pandemic?
I believe in Saudi Arabia, we've been lucky with the great leaders that they have smart strategy, which means we go for the best pro-conscious procedure to secure the culture and the society and the people from the pandemic with amazing program that being, an idol in the world. So the protection and the pro-conscious procedure that have been taken in Saudi Arabia was really amazing, and we were really lucky to be in Saudi Arabia. That's in the government level. When you go for the airport, the same thing. I don't recall any airport he laid off his resources, but some of the airlines or some of the service provider, they may have been forced to go for cut cost. So if you talk about the airport itself, the airport did not take any severe action to lay off. So the airport with the staff of the airport, which is the management, are almost ready to go. So the other players, the airlines, the ground handler, the other stakeholder, I believe that they go with the very extreme, passionate plan and execution to recap and to catch up and to assure that they align with the readiness that we have it in the governmental stakeholder and the operator.
That's wonderful. Thank you. And as you said, with demand coming back so strongly, there's a benefit to having kept people on during this time so you can ramp up operations again quickly. So that's great to hear you had such good leadership during that time. Could you tell me a bit about the significance of technology in the passenger experience at Jeddah Airport?
Well, technology is a key player on passenger experience in general. And our aim is to have touchless, zero human intervention, or interference at any touch point in the passenger journey in the airport. That's our aim, that's our dream, that's what we are working on. If you ask me about what we have today, we have Terminal 1, state-of-the-art terminal, and it does have and equipped with the most advanced technology that cater for the best passenger experience. So we have several touch points that goes for full automation, and we are moving forward to assure that we complete the touchless zero human intervention in general in all passenger journey touch points.
Fantastic. That's very exciting. What are your ambitions for Jeddah Airport in the coming year?
Our ambitions in King Abdulaziz International Airport is to be one of the best top 10 airport in the world, achieving the highest rank in ACQ and Skytrax and all worldwide standard in general.
Wow. So a big vision. That's fantastic. Finally now, why are you looking forward to joining us at Aviation Festival Asia in February?
The Aviation Festival Asia is one of the main events that attract any interested person in aviation in general. And I believe it's a mandate that for anyone who's running an airport or part of the aviation blockchain in general, whether he's a carrier or a ground handler or a service provider in the airport and the airport management, should attending in order to exchange information, learning from others, starting from where others ends, not to reinvent the wheel, and to keep themselves up to date from the challenges, up to date from the aim, up to date from the market trend in general, in order to assure that each one of us is leading his organization toward the best world-class airport in general.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me, and I really look forward to hearing what you have to say at Aviation Festival Asia.
Thank you very much, and see you there, inshallah.